So Barcelona has played 2 preseason games so far, and one of the biggest takeaways for me personally is the squad depth. I'm seeing Hansi Flick start a complete different 11, and then the second half takes the whole 11 out and brings in a whole new 11 players. And I can't lie, both 11s are pretty good. They're pretty good. Hence the reason why yesterday it made me question a lot of things. It made me question who's actually got the better squad depth for next season and what needs to be addressed for both teams, most specifically my team, Real Madrid, heading into next season. This isn't, by the way, a video of me saying, oh, this team is better than this team, or this team is better than this team. This isn't. I know social media is so childish. Wallah, so childish. This is just a question of whether this team has got enough players, enough cover for each position. And I'll go through all the different positions heading into next season for both teams. Before we go any further, don't forget to, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel. As always, I've been recently saying the road to 100K, so subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And, of course, comment your own thoughts and who you think has the better squad depth and what needs to be addressed for both teams. So, in goal, Barcelona have got Garcia, of course, the new signing, and Iñaki Peña, or the GOAT himself, Matt Stegen, who I absolutely adore. For me, he's the greatest goalkeeper we've ever seen. And I hope he stays at Barcelona for many, many, many years to come. And, of course, the second choices for Real Madrid is Thibaut Courtois and Lunin. And for goalkeepers, we're not going to spend any more time on it. I think both teams are well enough with their goalkeepers. Like, Garcia is enough perfect first-choice goalkeeper. Iñaki Peña did that last season. Oh, actually, I forgot. Szczesny, my goodness. I completely forgot. Take away Iñaki Peña. I think Iñaki Peña went, if I'm not mistaken. Szczesny's in there. My bad. I bugged. I completely bugged. Yeah? Szczesny's, of course, the second choice for Real Madrid, Thibaut, Lunin. Both teams are pretty much sorted for goalkeepers heading into next season. Then we've got right back. And for Barcelona, they have got Koundé as the first choice and Hector Fort, who has been rumored to leave, and Eric Garcia as the second choice. Real Madrid was sorted. Real Madrid were pretty much sorted for next season. We've got Trent as the first choice, whether that is 4 at the back or 5 at the back, the wing back. He's going to be playing every single game. And we've got Dani Carvajal as the second choice. For Barcelona, I feel like, I don't know, Eric Garcia has done a very good job. I'm going to be real. Has done a very decent job. But the question is whether Barcelona are going into next season without an actual suitable right back. Hector Fort, I think he's leaving. I've seen reports of him going to somewhere else. Eric Garcia most likely will be the second choice. I don't know how Barcelona fans feel about that. I personally think he's done a decent job last season and so far the preseason. But maybe they need an actual natural right back. But for Madrid, we're sorted. For Barcelona, it's like 75% whether Eric Garcia is capable enough being the second choice for Barcelona next season. Then the left-back position. And Barcelona have got Balde as the first choice. And they've got Joffrey, who's been promoted into, not as of yet, but we've seen him in the preseason games. And he has been playing pretty much most of the second half. And has done a decent job. 17-year-old. And they've got, of course, the GOAT himself, Gerard Martin. Wow. For Real Madrid, we have, of course, Alvaro Carreras, the new signing. The new signing for 45 million from Benfica. Alvaro, of course. And the second choices, we've got Fran Garcia. Oh, Ferland Mendy. I've seen Ferland Mendy come out recently and say, I'm going to be fighting for the second position. I want to stay at Real Madrid. I don't want to leave Real Madrid. I want to fight for my position. But I put it in the bag. Put it in the bag, Ak. You're not fighting for nothing. The only thing you're fighting for is maybe trying to put your luggage in the airplane for you to go somewhere else. You are not fighting for any position, whether that is starting, whether that is on the bench, whether that is in the stadium. You are completely banned, my brother. Yeah, you're banned. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you much for your service. Ma'a salama. Okay, ma'a salama. Fran will be the second choice. And I can't lie. If you asked me that last season, I would have said, hell to the no. But the preseason, hey, he's been cooking. Besides the game against Paris Saint-Germain, to be fair, every player against Paris Saint-Germain were cheeks. But I think he did a decent job throughout the whole preseason. Dortmund, Juve, the group stages games, I think he did a decent job. And Fran for next season as a second choice, why not? Why not? I feel like he's a better wing back than full back. because every time we played 5 at the back, he actually did a very better job. 4 at the back, it's fine. But Alvaro, of course, will be the first choice. For both teams, I'm going to be real. For Madrid, Alvaro, Fran was sorted. For Barcelona, they got Bode or either Joffrey or Jaron Martin, they're sorted. So I think left back, both teams are pretty much covered in that position. Then we have got the centre-back positions. And Real Madrid, let's start with Real Madrid this time around. They have got Dean Huijsen as the only first-choice centre-back. And the other players fighting for that second choice, fighting for that next to Dean Huijsen is Rudiger, who is coming from a disappointing season. I've seen a lot of people say Rudiger was one of the best centre-backs in La Liga last season. I mean, brother, have you watched La Liga? Have you watched Real Madrid? Rudiger last season was very disappointing. The reason why he was very disappointing, is Real Madrid forced him to play when he was injured and when he barely could walk. And he came out himself publicly and said the same thing. He had a surgery over the summer, came back in the Club World Cup, and it wasn't convincing. Couple mistakes, couple shaky moments, but you could tell his age is getting to him because he's lost a lot of speed. There was one moment, I forgot which game it was. Was it Dortmund or was it Juve? There was one moment, yeah, it was on a counter, and Rudiger could barely recover in his position. I was like, brother, you've lost your speed. My goodness. So this is why, with Rudiger, that's the Rudiger. Raul, last season, got his chances, was very good last season. Don't get me wrong, was very good last season. The Club World Cup, I can't lie. It made a lot of people sell their stocks than Raul. I haven't sold my stocks. As of yet. But I think with Raul, you could tell the games last season got to him because as a rookie coming in and you're expected to play and start and being the main centre-back because the person next to you in Rudiger isn't really consistent, it's hard for you. It's hard, especially it's your first pretty much stretch of games with Real Madrid. So I'm expecting Raul to be the third choice, the fourth choice. I don't expect Raul to start every single game. He's going to get a couple starts there and there, but I think he's going to be most likely the one coming off the bench or the one playing the cup games or the dead rubber games. You know what I mean? Then we've got Militao, who's coming from a back-to-back ACLs. Back-to-back ACLs, not just the left foot, or the right foot, both knees are finito. But the biggest sign of reassurance and one of the best things that came out from the game against Paris Saint-Germain, even though there was nothing because we lost disgustingly, was the fact that Militao was brought in the second half and actually did very well. I was very, very impressed with his cameo off the bench. And I feel like I'm not going to be one of those people that's going to say, oh my God, he's back. I would love for him to be back. I feel like Dean Huijsen and Militao can complement each other perfectly. And that would be my starting centre-back for next season now, that's the biggest if, and the biggest if of them all, if Militao is healthy enough to start every single game. I would love for that to happen, but bro, I've been sold a dream in the past. I've been sold a dream in the past where someone comes back from an injury and then no way, he's not the same player. So I would love for that to happen. I'm not expecting to happen, but I would love for that to happen. Then we've got Mr. Fashion Guy. We all know who that is, the man who's refusing to leave, which I don't really mind it because he's getting paid crazy money for doing absolutely nothing. All he's doing, what I'm seeing him do is I see his IG posts more than I see his games. I see him in the Paris fashion show more than I see him actually in Santiago Bernabeu. So he's someone that I don't really consider. I don't see him existing in my life. I don't see him. I feel like this is, bro, get your paycheck this season and Matt Salama next season. And then we got Tchouaméni, which I'm expecting for him to play. Because of the fact that we might play 5 at the back, we might play 4 at the back, and I feel like he's the most reliable. I think Xabi Alonso trusts him massively. I know Xabi Alonso came out and said he is a centre-back. He's a midfielder, but I still see him play as a centre-back if we play 5 at the back. And if the other ones are not consistent enough, he might have them playing as the second next to Dean Huijsen. So Real Madrid's centre-back position is all over the place. We've only got Dean Huijsen. The rest is Rudiger coming from a surgery. Is he the same? Preseason, the Club World Cup didn't look good. Raul made a lot of mistakes in the Club World Cup. Militao's coming from a back-to-back ACL. Fashion Guy, he doesn't exist. And Tchouaméni, who is a midfielder. That is our centre-back options for next season. Now you understand why I'm trying to say we need a centre-back, and we need a centre-back badly. For Barcelona, they've got Inigo and Kubasi, who are two of the best centre-back pairing in the world, alongside Virgil and Konate, or Saliba and Gabriel, or Marquinhos last season, to be fair, did much better than what I expected. And Pacho, a lot, like, these two are very good. And of course, on the bench, you've got Christensen and Mr. 1 billion release clause. My brother, your Honda is safe, yeah? Your Honda is safe, trust me. No one is taking your brother, your Nissan, bro. No one is taking your Nissan, yeah? Your Subway is safe. No one is touching that, don't worry. Mr. Arujo, who I would love for him to stay. And I would love for Christensen to leave, because Christensen is the better defender. But those are the centre-back options, and I feel like Barcelona are way more sorted because of these two than Real Madrid, because the person next to Dean Huijsen is still a question mark as of right now. Then the midfielders, and again, another problem for Real Madrid. For Barcelona, it's not a problem. As you guys can see, they've got Pedro and Frankie as the first choices in the pivot. The reason why I mentioned pivot, and 10 is because Barcelona for next season is pretty much certain they are going to play the 4-2-3-1. Real Madrid is still a question mark. Are we going to play 4-2-3-1? Because we did that in the Club World Cup. Are we going to play 5 at the back with 2 pivot and 2 10s, which we did at the Club World Cup? Or are we going to play 4-3-3, which we did at the Club World Cup? So Real Madrid's formation is still questioned, because we don't know what... Because Xabi Alonso is very flexible, which I respect very highly. But at the same time, we, as a fan base, we still don't know what he's going to do next season. For Barcelona, they know, because they've got Pedro and Frankie as the first choices, Casado, Gavi, Marc Bernal as the second choices, and they've got Olmo, Firmino, and Dro for the 10 position. They are very much sorted for midfield for next season. Barcelona don't even need to worry. They don't need to go to the transfer market. They are sleeping peacefully. And we, on the other hand, are not, because we have Fede, Chu, Camavinga, Ceballos, Arda, and Jude, who, to be fair, shouldn't be here because he's going to be out for the first 3 months. But he's going to be back, of course, in November. But for the first 3 months, there's no Jude Bellingham. So if we take away Jude, it's going to be Arda and Ceballos, who's rumored to go. This guy always twerks with Betis. But just go back to your ex, bro. I don't care. I don't love you no more. We are in a relationship, but we both know I don't want you and you don't want me. You want to go back to your ex. I want to go back to being single. I don't want you, Ak. I don't want you. Go back to your ex, bro. And then they've got Fede, Chu, Camavinga, and Arda. So 4 players. Chu, many, by the way, could be a centre-back. I was waiting for you to say as well. Centre-back. So if, for argument's sake, we play 5 at the back, so 3 centre-backs, wing-backs, and 2 midfielders and 2 10s and a striker, if that happens, that means Ximénez is going to be playing as the 3rd centre-back, which means we only have Fede, Camavinga, and Arda Güler as pretty much the only 3 midfielders for next season, for the first 3 months, which isn't ideal. And if we bring Jude, that means 4 midfielders. Isn't ideal. That's why I'm trying to tell you we need a midfielder. And I'm hoping Real Madrid understands that and try to get a midfielder, because, my brother, we can't rely on Fede, Camavinga, and Arda for the first 3 months of the season, because of the fact we've got a lot of Champions League games, and there's going to be a lot of games for all those 3 players. And Camavinga, I'm hoping, and I'll make a video about Camavinga specifically, and I'll make a video what my preferred 11 for next season once we are getting close to the season. So I'm going to make that video next week about what my preferred 11 for next season for Real Madrid is. Then the right wing positions are Barcelona. They've got Lamine Yamal as the first choice and Rooney as the second choice. And again, they are pretty much covered on that position. Real Madrid, similar position. We are covered as well. We've got Franco or Rodrigo, depending if he stays or leaves. One day I see he's leaving. One day I see he's staying. I would love for him to stay. I don't see him staying. I think he's going to leave. At the moment, let's pretend he's going to leave, because I think it's more likely for him to leave than stay. Then that means we've got Franco and Brahim. Let's see. I mean, once I make my 11 for next season, let's see. Once I preview Real Madrid season next season, let's see. But I think Franco as the first choice is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting, because Xabi Alonso speaks very highly of him. He says, I can't wait to get Franco. I mean, he's going to have a massive role in his team. And for me, it's a bit baffling because you're expecting a 17-year-old who hasn't played in Europe, who's played in South America. Yes, it's very complete different atmosphere and league and just circumstances, but you expect you're praising him so highly, so you must see something in him that you think he's going to have a massive role in this team. Let's see. I'm actually looking forward to it. And of course, you've got Brahim Diaz as the second choice. The left wing position, Barcelona have got Rafinha and Rashford, and we have got Vinicius Jr. as the first choice, and Mbappe and Rodrigo as the second choice. If not Rodrigo, then it'll be Mbappe as the second choice. Then the strikers, Leo Ferran for Barca, and Mbappe and Gonzalo and Endrick as the second choice. So for Real Madrid, depending on how we play, if we play the five at the back, that means Mbappe's going to be a striker with Vinny and most likely Franco as the 2 10s behind Mbappe. For Barcelona, Barcelona's 11 is expected, but Barcelona's 11 is very much expected because I expect to be, let me show you. Lewa, Rafinha, Lamine, Pedri, Frenkie, and Olmo, and then Inigo Kabasi, Bode, Koundé, and Juan Garcia. Barcelona's 11 is not a question because they know. But one thing which is massive for Barcelona this season compared to what it was last season is the squad depth. The squad depth is massive, especially here and here. Last season, they never had that. Last season, they played a lot of Lamine, a lot of Rafinha because they had no cover for both Lamine and Rafinha. Now they've got Rashford and they've got Rooney Barge, who's done a very good job in the preseason. And they can put Rashford as a striker, even if Ferran Torres goes. So they've got a lot of options, Barcelona, this time around compared to last season. Whereas we, as a collective, we've got options depending on how we play. But the only thing we don't have options in is the midfield position, which Barcelona are. Look at them. Look how many names I've mentioned, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One is not going to be with us for 3 months. One is going, and one is a centre-back. So we've got 3 compared to their 8. Massive, bro. Centre-back, again, they know what they have in terms of the pairing. We don't. We have Dean Huijsen, and the other position is up for grab. But this is the squad depth heading into next season. As a squad depth-wise, as an understanding-wise, Barcelona are more prepared for next season compared to Real Madrid. We have got a lot of question marks for next season, whether that's a centre-back, a midfielder, what formation. And one thing which no one is talking about, which I really find annoying, and I mentioned it in my watch-alongs when I was watching the Barcelona preseason game, is that why are we not playing a preseason game? I understand we did the Club World Cup, and I understand we're going to play the league a bit more delayed. I get that. I get that, more rest for players. But my brother, you can't. Real Madrid, I'm hoping, by the way. Here's me hoping. I hope Real Madrid are not heading into next season expecting that our last actual game was the game against Paris Saint-Germain, which took place at the second week of July. So you're basically heading into next season, not playing any more games. Bro, you're going to feel rusty. That first game, especially first, second, third game, you're going to feel rusty. You're going to feel some rust, lack of match sharpness. The fitness level is not going to be there. Bro, that's a risky approach. We need a game. I don't care if it's behind closed doors. I don't care if it's in the closet. I don't care if it's in the kitchen or the bathroom. We need a game, bro. We need 1 game or 2 games, and we need to get the rust away before we start the season. We can't just go from Paris Saint-Germain, a whole 6 weeks of rest, and then boom, La Liga straight away. It makes no sense, bro. We need to play either against the Castilla team, against the under-19. I don't care who we play. It can be Iraq, fam. It can be, bro, a Ranger friendly right now against Cashews. Right now against Cashews. I don't care who we play against. We need to play because we need the rustiness to go away, bro. It makes no sense. I don't know why we're not talking about it. But this is, of course, for next season for Real Madrid and for Barcelona. Don't forget to, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and, of course, comment your own thoughts, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.